How are you today, Lindsay?
I'm doing great. I love hanging out with everybody here.
Yeah, it's been really exciting being here, getting to actually try out the new expansion pack. It's looking amazing.
Good, cool. I'm glad to hear it.
I just wanted to ask you, what exactly is your role? What do you do?
Yeah, definitely. So as the senior producer on the project, my job day to day is really to say, okay, what is it we're working on? How are we doing getting there? Making sure that we're keeping our quality in mind, our goals in mind, and thinking about lots of stuff at one time. So I'm looking at all the different packs. So the things we have released, right? Outdoor Retreat, Get to Work. I kind of watch all of them as they go at different points and kind of keep track of it all with the rest of my production team. And we really represent like the first players. We get to see it early, and then we get to kind of respond like you guys do and say, ooh, this feels weird, this feels cool, let's add this, let's add that. So it's that's a super simplification of it, but more or less that's what I do.
Yeah, it sounds like a big job though.
It's a lot of little pieces, right? It's a lot of meetings and catching up with people. I spend a lot of time with our marketing teams, our PR teams, and trying to figure out what is our box gonna look like, what's the video gonna be. So it's a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Yeah. So what is your average day in the office like?
Yeah, certainly. I usually start off the day checking in with folks, just saying good morning, what are you up to, anything crazy happen overnight that I should know about. And then it usually is meetings with the design team or the production team, or checking in with marketing, as I said. A lot of meetings because there's a lot of conversations to make sure we're all on the same page, right? So hey, what's coming out next week? What's coming out next month? What's coming out next year? How do we make sure that we have all the plans in place for that? Then I try and bounce into the game as often as I can, check it all out, see demos, check in with the different parts of the team. Yeah, and then have lunch with somebody.
So you would be working with heaps and heaps of different parts of the Sims team.
Yeah.
Is there anyone in particular you love working with most?
Ooh, that's a hard one. The reason I became a producer was because I love working with so many different people. I love working with the engineers and the artists and the audio team and the effects team and bringing all those pieces together.
Yeah.
I guess if I had to pick anything, I really, really like working with our video team, the Plum Bob Pictures crew, because I love the trailers that they make, and they're just so much fun to get to be a part of and brainstorm and come up with fun stuff for them. So I guess I'll say they're my favorite, but don't tell anybody.
I won't tell anyone. I actually was lucky enough to see the Sims 4 Get Together release trailer this morning, and it's so funny. It was very funny.
Yeah, good. I snuck in for that one too.
Yeah, they did a great job of that. What do you love most about your job?
Wow, well, first of all, working on The Sims. I mean, being able to be part of this franchise and having been here so long. I mean, I've been working on The Sims since Sims 1.
That's
and
amazing.
I've been here for 13 years now.
Are there many staff or team members who've been there since the beginning?
There actually are. There's a good crew of us who've been around for so many generations of it now, and it just keeps being exciting, right? You'd think like, oh, we've made toilets, we've made this, like we've done that, but no, like every time it's different, and we get to share it with everybody, which is probably the coolest part. Like, it's a game I love to talk about, I love to play, and I love to be able to share that with people because it's just special.
And seeing the evolution and characters return from
that's some of my favorites.
Earlier games.
Yeah.
I'm actually praying for a return of Sonny the Clown from Sims 1. He was so funny.
He was hilarious.
I loved him.
Yeah, one of my first jobs in production was actually building worlds in Sims 2, and so I got to do a lot of those inside jokes of bringing characters in and stuff like that.
Oh, did you do the Baronaville?
I did, I worked on a lot of that, yeah.
Oh, for those of you who don't know, it was a play on Romeo and Juliet's storyline.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And it was just, I loved playing it.
I got to do a lot of the screenshots and their stories and stuff, because each of them had their little albums and whatnot. So
And there was twins, Angela
and Lilith.
Yes, I loved her too. I
spent many hours rebuilding their house over and over. Yeah.
It's like the coolest job ever.
It was really fun to start off. I am a builder at heart. I have been for a long time. Over the years, I've also become a storyteller in the game. I like to like craft stuff and recreate things I've seen. But I still love building. Even now, I like build my house over and over again in the Sims 4 and say, oh, what if I added this and that and the other thing? So yeah, it's still a fan. Like, it's hard to believe, but it's true. I just love playing the game and love seeing what we're doing.
Yeah, well, I agree. It's awesome. A lot of teen girls watching this would be thinking about what kind of careers they want to have. How did you get into The Sims, and do you have any advice for them or for girls wanting to get into gaming?
Yeah, definitely. I've been a fan of games forever. Like, I played games growing up, and I guess I never thought about where they came from. I just assumed they magically appeared. But I learned as I went to school I actually went to school for modeling and animation, and that's where I learned about a lot of my friends who wanted to get into games. They wanted to get into making graphics for games and stuff. So I started hanging out with them more and learning more about the industry of making games and all the different jobs there actually are there. I hadn't really thought of that. People think of the typical things like engineers or designers, but there's so much more than that. There are graphics engineers who are working on actually how we're rendering things, or for us, like how you get a sim to be able to be a fatter sim or thinner sim. Like that's all really cool stuff. There's interface engineering. How do we make all our menus work? There's audio engineering. How do we get all of our cool systems to work behind the scenes? And that's just in that category, right? There's so many different roles within a team that it was really cool just to learn about how all of that comes together and makes a game in the end that people can play with and be entertained by. So that was, it was just really neat. I think for me, I sort of came into it through a friend that was working in QA at the time, quality assurance testing.
Okay.
And was playing games for EA and telling him what was broken. And I was like, that sounds fun. EA is a cool company. I've played their games before. I love The Sims. And they were like, don't tell them you love The Sims. They'll make you install it over and over. And I was like, but I do love The Sims. So of course they put me on the Sims testing team, and I was totally thrilled. Of course, testing a Sims game is different than playing it for real, because you have to break it all the time and you like do the same thing over and over and over. But I was still super excited about it. So I think like that's my longer story, but for someone who's looking to get into the games industry, or any other industry, but you should join games because it's really cool. It really is about find the thing that's fun for you, find the thing that makes you excited to talk about it, excited to do it, and just keep learning. Like whatever job you can pick up, whether you start in testing or you start doing some sort of production work or even working on localization, on the text and translation. Start somewhere and learn about it. Learn about how the teams work and the other games out there and the tech that's out there. And don't be afraid to try those different parts, because you might find that you like a part you didn't think that you would. So it's just keep yourself excited about it. There's so many opportunities out there in that industry in so many different forms.
Yeah, I actually was speaking to another one of the producers before, and they were telling me that there is almost a fashion design role.
Absolutely.
There is a girl who does all the sketches for the dresses and the clothes for The Sims, and me being a fan of gaming and fashion.
It's true.
It's cool that it kind of cross-pollinates.
Yeah, absolutely. I am a fan of architecture and interior design, so that whole
Okay.
idea of bringing that into The Sims, that's why I started in building worlds, because I was like, oh, I want to build houses all the time, for real? That sounds amazing. And that happens a lot, so it may not feel like a fit right off the bat, but you'd be surprised how many opportunities are out there to combine the things that you love and end up in an industry like this.
Speaking of worlds, the new world Windenburg is incredible. It's
I agree.
It really brings the game to a whole new level. Has a very strong Euro theme to it. Did you have anything to do with the research or the initial concepts for that world?
I would love to say they sent me all over Europe to do it. That was not the case. But absolutely, when we first started talking about it and brainstorming what kind of world we wanted to add, we really wanted to do something a lot more European themed. We have huge audiences around the world, and Europe is certainly a huge part of that, but we've never really tackled it. We've never really done that in a Sims game quite as much as I would like to have seen. So we did a lot of online of their hometown, or say, oh, I remember this is where I lived.
That's cool.
So yeah, it was really nice to have just those real life references of people saying, oh, we had this little street that was like this, we had this building like this, and sort of put all that together to create Windenburg, which is really a very unique version, but has a lot of flavor of different places.
Yeah, and it's got a very strong feeling or juxtaposition between the old and the new.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's this amazing contemporary beach part of it, and then there's the old town part of it. I'm really excited.
Me too. I love that each part feels so distinct because it has those combos, and there's like the old little country part and the town part. It's just, every aspect feels really cool. Like, it's my favorite world too.
Yeah, and it's cool because if you're in one part of the world, if you view out to the horizon, you can find or kind of see the other world.
Yes.
So it feels like a whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't know, they all join up.
Well, it's a lot of thinking that goes into that, right? I know some of the designers and producers talked about that, but yeah, thinking about how do I reference these different points and keep you all in the same place was, I think, a lot of fun for the art team to do too, just to think about it that way.
They would have had a blast.
Oh yeah, it was so much fun doing concept art and photos, and actually when Rachel and I were at Gamescom this summer, we took a lot of pictures on our trip saying, oh, let's do this, oh, let's do this lamp, let's do this door. So it was kind of cool to be able to bring in a little bit of those references.
How would you describe the Sims 4 game to someone who's never played before?
Well, The Sims 4 is really a game about these people and the world they live in, and you're helping them along their little lives. These little Sims want to do things and they need your help. You can help them get a job, you can help them find love, you can help them achieve, you can build their dream home. And it's really an opportunity for you to manipulate that world, create what you want, control what's going on, and express kind of whatever you can imagine. Take your little Sim to be an astronaut in space. Get your Sim to get to be a world-class doctor. Find the true love of their life. The possibilities are really endless to kind of experiment with what you'd like.
Yeah, having a graphic design background, one thing that I love about The Sims is the design side of it. So being able to create your dream house and dream interior and dream furnishings.
Yeah.
Also your dream Sim,
yes,
perhaps.
Absolutely.
Your future lover. I have a couple of friends who have actually made their perfect husband.
Nice.
And they're playing out their dream life.
Hey, our Sims are really attractive. Like this guy, he's super cute.
Not too bad, not too bad. What is a Sims secret you could share with viewers?
Oh my goodness. That's a good question.
Is there a secret in the game they might not know about?
Well, in any of them, we had so many little hidden jokes over the years, referencing employees or funny things that happened.
Oh, okay.
I think it was an early Sims 1 pack, house party, I think, had a decoration that actually had if you looked at it, if you had view, it would open a picture of the dev team. So
really?
There's a bunch of little nods like that. I wrote text for a lot of our games for a long time, so a whole bunch of them have references to like my parents' dogs and my friends from school and just people I knew, because like when you're writing all this stuff, you're like, I don't know, I'll put this in there.
See, you guys can be a little bit cheeky.
Oh yeah. We definitely sneak in those little bits.
We should keep our eyes open.
For sure.
Just in case.
You never know.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for speaking to me today. Yeah. It's been an amazing experience, and I know myself, I'm very excited for the new expansion. And for anyone who doesn't have The Sims 4, I honestly love it. I've been playing it since Sims 1, so it's been a really special trip to be here. So thanks.
Thank you.
Lindsay.
Thank you.